Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
A big boy Summer here, bringing you Classroom of the Elite Season 2, Part 3.
We have finally found out what the driving force behind Kushida is. She has said with her own words that she wants to be praised and she wants recognition. When she was younger, she got lots of praise and recognition, but as she got older, she wasn't as good at things. She wasn't first anymore. And so she decided the best way to get this feeling fulfilled was to do things that nobody wanted to do, and she decided to become the nicest, friendliest person. So she did all the grunt work for everyone. She helped people with their homework. But the fact of the matter is, Kushida is just not a nice person. So this hurt her. So she needed an outlet, and she created a blog saying very nasty things about people that she couldn't say to their faces. And it was found out. So when it was found out, everybody turned against her, and she decided, hey, I know a lot of people's secrets. I've been talking to all of you guys. I've been the nicest person. I've comforted all of you guys. And she decided to tell the class absolutely everything. And this is how her class was actually destroyed. The only reason why we find this out is because of the bet that Horikita made with Kushida about scoring the highest on a math test. If Horikita won, then Kushida had to stop sabotaging her, and if Kushida won, Horikita and ayanokoji would have to leave the school.
Yeah, so Kushida's basically a tapped, crazy version of Wendy Williams. Kushida basically is Wendy Williams, and basically the difference between Wendy and Kushida is that Kushida's actually deadly. There's a lot of people out there who actually do crave praise and crave recognition and will always be that guy. Don't worry, I'll do it. Don't worry, I'm here, guys. There's loads of people like that. We all have that tendency from time to time. Who doesn't like praise? Who doesn't like recognition? Do you get what I mean? Social media is built on the fact that human beings need this. So is Kushida wrong in that sense? I don't think so. I just think that she was very unwise in pulling it out on the internet, which a lot of us could probably be accused of doing that. You know, we've all said dumb things online at some point, and like, I'll hold my hat up. Sometimes I say silly things online. She was being, and I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna have to say it, very healthy in the way that she wanted to pursue her happiness. She didn't get rude or become toxic to people's faces. She hid it away, thinking that it was never going to be seen by them. Next time, get a diary. Do you get what I mean? Did Kushida do something wrong? I don't think so. How she's going about trying to rectify that, though, I do have problems with. She's not a nice person. Ruka said it, and it's true. But Kushida, I can't be too mad at her. She wanted recognition. That was her goal. She was pursuing that goal. The only drawback is that the negative stuff needed to come out somehow. And so she did that in a way that she thought would be safe and not jeopardize her future in the goal that she wanted. She just made the bad mistake, and now it's constant all the time. And seeing Horikita is just a reminder of the stupidity that she done. You know what? I don't hate Kushida for this. I just feel like a few hours of counselling would have solved this, I think, personally.
You're saying that she made a mistake as if it's something that she did when she was younger, and she made a mistake and she's not going to do it again. She literally said, oh, I know enough secrets about some people in our class that I could take them down. So she's already planning to do it again. Basically, her only mistake, if she made one, would be to write it on the internet.
That's what I said.
Which is what she said. But she can't not do that because she wants not just praise, but recognition. She could have gotten a diary. She could have done a blog where you don't actually put it up on the internet. But she didn't. It wasn't a personal blog. It wasn't private. She wanted people to see it. She wanted people to comment. She still needs that. And that's why ayanokoji caught her in the corridor screaming, kicking things, and shouting about how much she hates Horikita. Again, this is something she could have done in her room. This is something she could have done in an actual private place. But again, she's chosen to do it in a public place where she could have gotten spotted and ultimately did get spotted. And now she wants to punish someone else for her mistakes.
I fully hear what you're saying, and I agree that her behavior is really bad. What I'm saying is the mistake she made, like you said, is that she can't stop airing dirty secrets. She needs to stop airing it. Keep it to yourself, private, and then there would have been no problems. That was the mistake I see. Everything else was just par for the course. I mean, we live in the social media age. I mean, this is actually quite relevant for today, in my opinion. There are loads of people out there getting thousands of followers, thousands of likes, and the moment someone says something bad about them on their comment, have you seen some of the vitriol and the anger that comes from the content creator? She just needs some counseling and some help. That's all I'm saying.
Ayanokoji got some friends. Basically, he ends up befriending Haruka, Miyake, and Yukimura. They are part of the study group that Horikita told Ayanokoji to join because of their test. But they actually start developing a friendship and start hanging out outside of the study group. And later on, Sakura actually also joins the group as well. So it's the 5 of them together. It's actually nice for Ayanokoji because he has been saying from season 1 that he wants friends, but he's quite awkward. He has a lot of skills, but socially is where he really struggles. He does want to connect to others, but at the same time, his mind doesn't quite work like everyone else's. He doesn't feel quite as strongly as other people, but he still does crave that kind of connection. So it was nice to see him start to get some friends in these episodes.
Yeah, and the group as well is very diverse. Like, the group isn't the kind of people I would have thought Ayanokoji would hang around with. But then again, who would Ayanokoji really hang around with? Do you get what I mean? It's not, they could have been anyone.
Ryuen. They could be friends.
They could be boys.
Seriously.
And if them two got together, it might be a wrap for the school, fam. I'm just saying that now, because Ryuen is something else, bro. He's very smart. Just not Ayanokoji, innit?
He just believes in brute force more than anything else, and Ayanokoji believes in the mind games of it all.
Remember, we saw him squeeze that thing. He's actually stronger than he looked in it. So I'm sure that if it had to come to brute force, to be honest, I don't know. But I'm backing Ayanokoji, you know.
So yet again, we have Kushida thinking that she is the smartest person in the room. She obviously agreed with Horikita to this bet, but she did not plan on fighting fair. So she tried to make a deal with Class C to get the answer sheet from them, and then she also tried to switch out the questions that Class D would be submitting to Class C, and then giving Class C the real answers to the new questions. This didn't go the way Kushida wanted it to go because Horikita already anticipated that she was going to do this, and so she had a contingency, and if that had failed, Ayanokoji had planted the answer sheet on Kushida so that she could have gotten expelled and sent away for cheating. It went horribly for Kushida. She thought her and Ryuen had a deal, but Ryuen was like, why should I help you? You didn't actually give me what I needed from my end. And so she was left there very angry again.
To be honest, like, this is where I give Horikita her props, because Ayanokoji didn't need to come in and try and save her this time. She did it all by herself. He was absolutely unnecessary in this plan, and it was basic. I'm sorry, I really thought that Ayanokoji was going to do it, but Ayanokoji went nuclear. He was like, cool, we're just going to end her out of the school. I'm not trying to be nicey cutesy, I'm trying to get her gone. But Horikita went the nice girl route. And even Horikita said, look, I'm going to do my best to make you like me, which is a bit sad because I don't beg friends, you get me? But, you know, do you? The thing that Horikita did not see, which I'm sure Ayanokoji did, is the fact that Kushida only said that she'll stop sabotaging Horikita. She didn't say she'll stop sabotaging Ayanokoji, so Ayanokoji is probably in the crosshairs. But I'm sure he already knew that, so, you know.
I'll say this. I hate Kushida.
Whoa.
And she's the only character I hate. Loads of characters do unscrupulous things, but I don't know, I just can't get behind her. Also, I would say that Horikita is one of those characters that would get you killed because she has unwavering, I guess, principles. Now, I agree that that is a really good trait to have, but in certain circumstances, it just doesn't work. You can't hold on to your principles without thinking about nuance. For instance, I believe it's wrong to steal, and if you steal, you should go to jail. However, if I heard about a story where an abandoned child stole some bread, I would not think that the recourse should be prison, because the circumstances, you've got to think about the stuff around it, but I feel like Horikita has very tunnel vision. When she believes in something, that's it, and there's nothing around it that's going to change it. So ultimately that is going to lead to a lot more drama between the characters, which is great. But damn, Horikita, don't make the ship go down with you, because you're at the helm. So Ayanokoji's dad turns up and tells him to leave. He blames him for the death of their butler, who is the man that actually told Ayanokoji about the school and helped him with his application form to send it off in secret. His dad is something else.
I mean, who is the father of a genius mastermind kid? It has to be a thing. Look. We hear all these stories about these prodigy children or these really talented musical children. Look at their parents. Their parents are like 90%, maybe 99%. No, you can't go out, you've got to practice. No, you can't do this, you've got to practice. What about friends, mum? I don't care, practice. Story checks out. And on that note as well, the teacher got found out that she was lying, that she knew Ayanokoji's daddy. She didn't know him. She didn't know him at all. She was trying to use Ayanokoji in order to make sure he does what she wanted. And Ayanokoji said, well, now that I know you're chatting shit, I am done. I am free. I don't need to do nothing. And so he bounced. And she's calling after him, and he gave her that Ayanokoji walked and bopped out of there. Loved it.
What I enjoyed about seeing these things from these episodes is that we constantly see all of the children playing games. You see all of these mind games and stuff that are going on behind the scenes, but then the adults are doing it too. So you've got Ayanokoji's dad, you've got Sakuyanagi, who is the chairman, who also had a hand in making sure that Ayanokoji got a place, because we found out that all the children that are at this school are pre-approved. The exams and those entrance exams and the interviews have little to do with them actually getting into the school, and it's all about the criteria. With Ayanokoji, he had a recommendation from Sakuyanagi, so of course he was able to get into the school. And there's obviously a strong relationship between him and Ayanokoji's dad. So there's more things to this than what meets the eye.
So, Kei. Kei's had it hard, fam. Since the beginning, she just had it hard. Bullies after bullies, and now she's being tortured. She got told to come to a secret location by herself. Don't tell no one. Just want to have a chat. And then she ended up waterboarded and very wet in a cold environment. And it looks like that Ryuen is going to do something worse to her. He pulled out a knife and started pulling her out. And that's where it ended. So I'm like, Kei, geez, how is Kei getting out of this one? Look, I know that Ayanokoji is going to probably come in and save her somehow. But I don't see how. When she has no phone, no one knew she was coming. She is actually tied up. And she's really cold and wet and suffering right now. I don't see it.
Yeah, so like you said, Kei has had it quite hard. And just as a sidebar, Ayanokoji terminated their relationship in the most cold-blooded way, but that's how he's dealt with a lot of their conversations so far, ending the call in the middle of her sentences and all of that. But now he's told her, this is the last time I'm going to speak to you. And then she ends up in this position where she really does need somebody's help. And yes, Ryuen does look like he's about to take it a step further. He did take out a knife. We do know that Kei has dealt with loads of bullying in her past, and at least one of those incidents resulted in a quite severe knife wound. So far, like even Ryuen said, like, you have some strong will, because she's already been in this position for so long and she's still not giving up this mastermind. Hats off to Kei. Seriously. Especially because he was so mean when he ended their relationship. She could have been like, you know what, F him.
Yeah, but you know, she's in love, innit? So, and I've said it. I don't know for certain, like nothing's been said, but come on guys, we see the way it's been drawn. So, but yeah, Kei, but my heart just goes out to Kei, innit? I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know what they could do to make the story just as good and not have this in it. It is such a necessary part, because A, it'll probably give us more of a show of what ayanokoji can do when he comes and saves her. I'm guessing. Look, this is speculation. The episode's not out yet. I don't know. I've not read the manga like Ruka has. What a way to be treated. Class C doesn't care. Class C will do whatever it wants, and someone needs to put him down. Ryuen needs to be put out of action. If that's breaking his leg, breaking his jaw, or breaking his face, I don't know, but something needs to happen to my guy because he's going about it stupid. You know that the place has bare cameras. You know that you'll get expelled, but you always choose the path of most violence, like constantly choosing violence. Bruv, use that brain of yours. Think of a better way. Like, come on, bruv. This is why you keep losing to the mastermind of Class D, because you don't know what the f*** you're doing, blood.
I disagree with you. I love Ryuen. I love his character. I love how antagonistic he is, and I don't want him to be put down at all. I want him to stay. He's great. Like, I really like him.
Oh, I don't disagree that he's not a great character. I like the character. The character's perfect. I just feel like, oh, someone needs to hurt him, bruv.
And he's not stupid.
No, exactly. That's the point. How are you not dumb? And yet you're choosing the lowbrow route. Even Koenji even said it, bruv, that's lowbrow. Like, come on. But Koenji also gave him that look, bruv, if you test me, I'm a box you.
But I even like that about it. I like that he goes for just brute force, because really here you're seeing a lot of different people coming together that are smart in their own ways. So Ryuen does rely on brute force. Horikita feels like she can debate her way out of her situation, and ayanokoji feels like you just have to always one up the person, be like 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead of them and cut them off at every turn. You've got loads of people here dealing with situations in different ways, and the outcomes are really interesting. I mean, we just saw that Horikita's way worked, and although ayanokoji had built up his plan, it wasn't needed because Horikita dealt with it in her way, which was not all the way ayanokoji would have dealt with the situation. He would have just let it carry on and then exposed her at the end.
Oh no, Ruka, I fully agree. Look, the diversity in characters and their education and their intelligence via academics, sports, and all the other factors like what Yukimura said, that it's not just that you need intuition, you need, I can't remember the other two, but he said 3 things. Like that whole human experience coming to light here and coming to a head here is actually why we watch the show. This show is like, it's such a great watch of characters being done correctly. If characterization had an award, this show would probably get it, to be fair. Because the characters are so diverse, so wide, all genders, all nice, and yet all different outcomes will happen. And I've never ever seen how something will end, ever, before it happens. Like most anime, you can go, oh, and this will happen, this will happen. You know what? I even did it with this. So you know when, what's her name? KEI, yeah. When KEI threw the water at KUSHIDA, I thought ayanokoji used this as an excuse to get KEI to wash all of her clothes so that he can be off the hook for touching her inappropriately. But that didn't even happen. And I was like, oh my God, what? My guy was gonna just get her out of the school, job done.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what I would say is, although I'm enjoying this a lot, it's hard to watch it when you're only getting it from the perspective of what everybody says. You're not actually getting anything about what any of the characters feel. And I feel like that's missing in some regards, especially with the relationship between ayanokoji and KEI. It feels really stiff in the anime. Yes, at times it was stiff in the light novel, but that was purposeful. But you were also getting what each character thought and what they felt and what was happening behind it. I wish that was included a little bit more. But as a sidebar, I am really liking how Sudo's character is finally changing. He's calming down. He still is himself, but he's actually got more goals in life. He actually has something to believe in himself more than just sports. He's improving and he's proud of himself. And of course, he's under Horikita's thumb.
I'm trying to get... Never mind, let's not make that joke. I just want to know, what is the White Room? Because we've seen little flashes of it. We've seen little flashes of young ayanokoji in a room that's purely white. And apparently that was his education. but I don't get it. Like, what was the actual thing? And I hope that we get to see it, but I don't think we're going to know any more about it this season. I feel like it's going to be a next season sort of motif.
And on that note,
don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and look at our Instagram, Bomb Anime Insta.
if you made it this far, we really appreciate you.
Peace.